You are 16 years old. A man you've never seen before walks into your classroom. He doesn't speak to the teacher. He walks the rows. He stops at you. He writes something on a notepad, tears the page, and leaves. 3 days later, your family receives a letter from the government. It says you've been selected. It says it's an honor. It says not to ask questions. Your mother cries. You think it's because she's proud. It isn't. Level 1. The selected. You're not the only one. Across North Korea, in schools, in music academies, in provincial theaters, men with notepads are making their rounds. They're looking for the same thing. 16, 17, beautiful, talented, untouched. The recruiters work for Department 5 of the Korean Workers' Party. Their job title doesn't exist on paper. Their selection criteria aren't written down anywhere, but the standards are understood. You're brought to Pyongyang by train. The other girls are quiet. You don't know each other. You don't ask why you're here. Asking questions in North Korea is its own kind of danger. You're given new clothes, a dormitory, 3 meals a day, actual meals, more food than you've seen in years. You think, maybe this is what honor feels like. You are told you will serve the leadership. You are told this is the greatest purpose a Korean woman can fulfill. You are not told what serving the leadership means. Not yet. Level 2. The training. The training begins immediately. Dance, music, singing, acrobatics. You practice for 8, 10, or 12 hours a day. The instructors are severe. Mistakes have consequences. Not violence, not yet, but a cold, bureaucratic punishment that strips privileges you didn't know you had until they were gone. You perform well. You always have. It's why you were selected. But something is wrong. The curriculum shifts, gradually, quietly. The dance becomes something else. The instructors teach you how to pour liquor, how to sit, how to laugh at the right moment, how to make a powerful man feel like the most important person in the room. You ask a girl who has been here longer than you what this is all about. She looks at you for a long moment. She says, "Don't ask that." You understand then that you already knew the answer. Level 3. The first banquet. The first time you enter one of his residences, you count 12 villas. You will later learn there are more. The banquets last for hours. There are generals, there are party officials, there are foreign films playing on projectors in rooms lined with marble. There is more food and alcohol on one table than your home village sees in a month. Jong-il moves through it all like a man who has never experienced the word no. He is shorter than you expected. He laughs often. He is charming in the way that men who have never been challenged learn to be charming. You perform, you pour drinks, you smile. Afterward, in the dormitory, no one speaks about what happened. There is an unspoken agreement among all of you. The less said, the less real it becomes. But it is real, and there is no door you can walk out of. Your passport doesn't exist. Your family has been told you are in a prestigious cultural program. If you ran, where would you go? Who would believe you over the son of the eternal president? You are 16 years old. You are property of the state. Level 4. The inner circle. The girls who please him most move inward. There are 3 groups within the Gippeumjo, and the women who age out of the outer rings learn the purpose of the inner ones not from being told, but from watching. Some women serve as entertainers, musicians, dancers, performers. Some serve as what the party calls happiness units, a bureaucratic phrase that means something the bureaucrats know and never say aloud. Some serve as personal attendants, present in his bedrooms, on his private trains, aboard his yachts. He has favorites. Favorites receive gifts, jewelry, dresses, privileges. Favorites last longer, but favorites also know more. And in North Korea, knowing more is not power. It is a chain. You watch a woman who has been here for 5 years. She is 22 now. She moves differently than when you arrived. Slower, more careful. like someone who has mapped every landmine in a field and walks accordingly. You realize you are becoming her. Level 5. The exit that isn't. Women age out of the squad in their mid-20s. This is the moment you've been holding on to. The end. The door. The return to something resembling a life. But Jong-il engineered the exit as carefully as he engineered the entrance. The women who leave the squad are married off, not to farmers, not to civilians, to senior generals, to high-ranking party officials, to the men who were at those banquets, the men who already know what you were, the men who share your silence because their careers, their freedom, their lives depend on that silence remaining intact. The marriage isn't a reward, it is a lock. You cannot expose the system without implicating your husband. Your husband cannot expose the system without implicating himself. The officials cannot speak without destroying the generals. The generals cannot speak without destroying the state. Jong-il didn't just build a pleasure squad. He built a loyalty mechanism, a blackmail network disguised as matrimony. Every woman who passes through the Gippeumjo becomes a knot in a web that holds the entire elite class in place. You are not free when you leave. You are deployed. The conclusion. Jong-il died in 2011. The Gippeumjo is believed to have continued under Kim Jong-un in some form. Defector testimonies suggest the infrastructure never fully dissolved. It adapted. The women who went through it, those who defected, those who escaped to South Korea, describe the same thing. Not dramatic Hollywood captivity, but something quieter and more total. A life managed so completely from the outside that the concept of choice became abstract. A door that was never locked because it was never a door. The girls with the notepads are still being selected. Different names, different residences, same mechanism. North Korea doesn't just control what its people do, it controls what they can imagine doing instead. If you want to understand how a regime maintains power over its own elite, not through fear alone, but through shared complicity, this is how.